with Okao spending his days fishing at sea and his night with his beloved wife. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by green hills and sparkling blue sea, there lived a young fisherman named Okao. Okao was known throughout the village as a kind-hearted and hard-working man. He was always willing to lend a helping hand to those in need. His days were spent fishing in the ocean, where he would sometimes catch more than he could carry, sharing his catch with the less fortunate in the village. One day, while Okao was out fishing, he spotted a very beautiful mermaid swimming nearby. Entranced by her beauty, he found himself unable to take his eyes off her. The mermaid, sensing his admiration, approached him and began to talk to him. She told him that she was the daughter of the king of the sea and that she had come to the surface to explore the world above the waves. Okao, unable to contain his feelings, confessed his love for her. The mermaid, touched by his honesty and sincerity, returned his feelings. She told him that she could never live on land, but that if he were to marry her, she would grant him a special gift, which is the ability to breathe underwater. Okao, filled with joy and anticipation, agreed without thinking. They exchanged vows and Okao became the husband of the mermaid's daughter. For a time, they lived happily together, with Okao spending his days fishing at sea and his night with his beloved wife. But as the years passed, Okao began to feel the pangs of loneliness. He longed to share his life with someone who could walk on land and experience all that the village had to offer. He knew that he could never leave his wife, but he could not help but dream of finding someone else to love. One day, while walking along the shore, Okao met another beautiful village maiden named Nenna. They fell in love almost instantly, and Okao found himself torn between his loyalty to his wife and his newfound feelings for Nenna. He tried so hard to ignore his heart, but the longer he resisted, the more his newfound feelings for Nenna became stronger. Finally, he could no longer bear the pain and he confessed his love to Nenna. Nenna, not knowing about Okafor's marriage to the mermaid's daughter, was thrilled by his declaration. They began to see each other secretly, stealing away whenever they could to share their love. But one day, Okafor's conscience got the better part of him, and he confessed everything to Nenna, revealing the truth about his underwater wife. Nenna was shocked and heartbroken. She knew that she could never take the place of a mermaid and that Okao would always belong to her. Torn between her love for Okao and her loyalty to the village, she decided to speak with the elders. They listened to her tale with understanding and wisdom and told her that there was only one way to resolve the situation. She must return to the sea and beg the mermaid queen for forgiveness. Okao, upon hearing this, was filled with regret and guilt. He knew that he had betrayed his wife and hurt Nenna in the process. He vowed to honor his marriage no matter the cost, and he set out to find his wife in the depths of the ocean. After many days of searching, he finally spotted her swimming gracefully among the schools of fish. He approached her cautiously, afraid of how she might react. When she saw him, her eyes was filled with tears, and she said, "I knew you could not love me truly." Her voice tinged with sadness. "I forgive you, Okao, for it is in my heart to forgive, and it is in the heart of a mermaid." Her words pierced him to the core, and he fell to his knees weeping. The mermaid took pity on Okao and offered him a choice. He could stay with her and live out his days in the sea, or he could return to the surface and live out the rest of his life with Nenna. Okao knew that he could not abandon his wife, but he also could not deny his feelings for Nenna. So he decided he would divide his time between the two, spending part of the year with his underwater wife and the rest with his village sweetheart. The mermaid, understanding his love for both of them, granted him his wish. She gave him a magical conch shell that would allow him to breathe underwater whenever he held it to his ear. With this gift, Okafo was able to visit his mermaid wife whenever he wished and still spend time with Nenna when he was on land. The years passed and Okafo became a respected elder in the village. He was known for his wisdom and his stories of life both above and below the waves. He had many children with Nenna, and they all inherited his gift for the sea. They fished the waters of the Gulf of Guinea and explored the depths of the ocean, always remembering the love of their father and the sacrifices he had made for them. When Kofi was old and his body began to fail him, he knew it was time to return to his mermaid wife. He bid farewell to Nenna and his children with a heavy heart, promising to see them soon. He set out once more to find his underwater love, and when he finally reached her, she embraced him with a love that only a mermaid could possess. They spent their final days together, Okafo sharing stories of his life on land and his wife telling him of the wonders she had seen in the depths of the ocean. As Okafo grew weaker, he knew that his time was near. He held his precious conch shell to his ear, filling his lungs with the sweet water of the sea, and joined his wife in the eternal embrace of the ocean. His children, hearing of their father's passing, gathered at the shore and cast flowers and petals into the waves, whispering their farewells. They knew they would always carry a part of him with them, for they too shared his love for the sea. They vowed to continue his legacy, exploring the depths of the ocean and sharing the stories of their father's life with future generations. The villagers, touched by the story of Okafo and his mermaid wife, held a special ceremony in his honor. They built a statue of him, standing proudly with one hand on the shore and the other reaching out to the sea, symbolizing his dual life between the worlds. The statue became a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who saw it, a testament to the power of love and the strength of the human spirit. Okafo's children too followed in their father's footsteps, each finding their own unique connection to the sea. Some became expert fishermen, while others became marine biologists, studying the creatures that their father had told them about. Some even discovered hidden caves and underwater cities, lost to time and legend. The village prospered as generations of Okafo's descendants continued to explore and learn from the ocean. They maintained the statue of their grandfather, keeping it polished and gleaming as a testament to his enduring spirit. They told his story to their children and grandchildren, passing down the lessons of love, sacrifice, and the importance of cherishing one's connection to both the land and the sea.